Rafe, if I could ask you, the person who has to sort of, you know, really kind of denigrate and take on the heroine, it's kind of a thankless part to play, but you've managed to find the humanity in him. How fine a line did you have to walk between, you know, showing that he was a guy who was not going to make compromises and also showing that somewhere underneath there's a soul that was also possibly aching?
Well, I felt on the first reading on the page that you could play him, he could be played as a cardboard cutout villain. But everyone, I believe, has many sides to them, and I felt that there was stuff to be found that Saul and I talked about, to actually play against the obvious choice. I mean, the guy what was thought to have been very socially awkward and uncomfortable, but I think in the end did sustain quite a good friendship with Georgiana and with Bess. So I tried to suggest that there was more to him than just. I think he's insensitive, but I don't think he's intentionally cruel. I don't think he's a sadist of any kind. Mm-hmm. I think he's misguided and limited and emotionally stunted. But I think he, you know, as the film, what moved me about the part was the way he ends up. You know, final scene we have where he's trying to say, I know I've behaved harshly and I'd like to find a way of making a new start. And I found that when I read it, a very moving moment.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Juan Carlos Garcia from Mexico. Kira, to play a woman that is a leader in that time, I would like to know, and she's very admired, I would like to know at this time which is a woman that is a leader that you admire and why.
I can't think of anyone. Help. Think of a woman who's inspiring at the moment.
Michelle Obama.
Very good one. Michelle Obama. Wonderful speeches.
You want to answer?
Sorry?
If you want to answer, why Michelle Obama?
Why you chose?
Clearly, I don't want to go into it. No, she's a great woman. I think she's an extraordinarily strong woman, a really great partner for Barack Obama. I mean, everything I've read and everything she says, I think she's a phenomenal force, and I think she should be in the White House.
And at Mix TV, question for both, for Rafe and Kira. How much your own qualities did you bring to the characters? For me, when you in the scene when you told him you have to get my best friend, not only took everything from me. I wanted to understand a little bit more. Is it a method acting, or did you bring it just from your emotions?
I guess I use my emotions a bit when I'm acting on a good day.
I'd go with that.
Yeah.
Same answer.
What about being in those spaces,
Yeah.
being in those houses? Yeah, fantastic. The scale and the proportions of those buildings, to imagine what it'd be like to own one of those and walk around and inhabit it. It's much more, it makes you feel differently than being in a built set or a studio set, no question.
There's also that really fascinating concept of having servants stand by and witness every intimate moment of your lives. As actors, was it odd for you to be, I mean, obviously you're used to being witnessed because the camera's running and there's a bunch of people on the set and everything, but playing with a person there, were you conscious of the person there? Is that something that you have to, you know, incorporate into your performance at all?
Saul always mentioned that we were always aware of your social surroundings and who was listening in on conversations, and that was something that I think we always had to think about.
But it was, I mean...
I don't agree, actually. I think the Duke doesn't notice anyone.
Yeah?
No.
When he needs to notice someone, he notices them, otherwise they're not there.
Otherwise they're part of the
I think that was the point about, you know, very, very rich 18th century society. You know, they didn't really think of servants as entirely human. Mm-hmm. Do you know what I mean? I'm sure that's replicated in the higher echelons of society now that are surrounded by staff, and you know, I think there's a sense that it was very difficult to find kind of privacy in that world. They were always surrounded by people.
I kept picturing the casting calls for the footmen, like, can you stand very still for a very long time? Like
I think in one of the scenes we shot in a place called Kedleston Hall, and the owner, wasn't he a attendant valet or footman?
Yeah,
One of the Curzon boys?
Yeah, he... Oh, did he?
He is. He's in the background when Heaton is signing the will.
Yeah, he's a clerk, yeah.
So the owner of the house played a servant, one of the scenes.
Yeah. He loved it.
Anybody have a question here?
Heather from Shootout. Rafe, I have a question for you. What are your thoughts on the festival circuit, more specifically Toronto, as a means for promoting independent film?
Well, I haven't been to a festival for quite a while, but I've always enjoyed the Toronto Film Festival. I think it's self-evident, isn't it, that these festivals are very good for promoting. It's often one of the best ways, the best platforms for independent film. So there's always a buzz here. I think you meet people, they say, have you seen this film, have you seen that film? I always think it's at the heart of the festival is a celebration of filmmaking. You definitely feel that here, I do. So it's great.
Hello, me again. Well, in the character that has Mr. Fiennes in the film says that at some point that everybody has a very different definition of love. I would like to know for all of you, which is the best definition of love that you have ever listened, read it, or played?
Can you please answer that question?
Oh my God, this is exactly the kind of question that kills you.
You don't have to answer.
How about not answering it?
What is the question?
What
What's
was
your
the
definition of
question?
love?
What's the
Definition
best
of love.
definition of love you've heard or read or...
Best definition of love that you have ever read or played or
Come on,
listened.
you know something. You can answer that. Knowledge of poetry, there must be something there. Come on.
Can we get back to
I'm completely fried
poem,
here.
a story, a love story, a scene in a film, anything that stands out? No, I know. Nothing like being put on the spot.
No, brain's gone. Sorry.
A definition of love.
Kathy at the window trying to get Heathcliff.
Oh, that's a nice one.
Yeah, that's a nice one.
That's a nice
Say,
one.
shout it out.
Kathy at the window trying to get Heathcliff. Doesn't know what it is.
It's a good one.
No,
Now,
it wasn't.
I
It's
want to
terrible.
introduce two of the...
definition.
Hi, Radio Index from Belgrade. My name is Ismina. I have a question for Mr. Fiennes. I hope it will be easier than previous. You've been recently in Belgrade. As far as I know, you'll be searching for the new locations for the movie that you plan to direct. Did you find what you searched for? Will you come again to Serbia, to Belgrade? And can you tell us something more about status of that movie you plan
I can't
to
at the
direct?
moment. I would like to be able to, but we had a great scout in Belgrade, and I think I'll be going back there soon. We would like to shoot there. Officially? Not official.